Perfect. Well, Mohammed, my colleague Mohammad Abuawwad, who's present here, is our company director for the Middle East, the Gulf and Levant area. And he is the expert. He's living in Dubai, and he's the expert on how to get your products into Dubai retail. So Mohammed, please go ahead and tell us what you're going to tell us.
Thank you, Alfred. Thank you, everyone, for making it. My name is Mohammed. I'm the Gulf and Levant Director at Alliance Experts based in Dubai. Today, we are going to speak about how to close deals with supermarkets and drugstores in the UAE market. Mainly, the topics that we will go through is a general speaking about retail market over UAE, the main supermarkets and drugstores chains, the market share of each type of distribution channel, the major FMCG distributors and drugstores, and some suggestions on the best market entry approach. So we will start with introducing United Arab Emirates to all of you. Many of you may not know, that United Arab Emirates consists of 7 emirates. The largest is Abu Dhabi, and the country has 10 million people, 20% only local Emiratis, and 80% are all expats from different part of the globe, Indians, Pakistanis, and different countries. The GDP per capita is 41,000 USD dollars, dependent on oil price. The UAE market is also, you'll see everything in the UAE market, the modern trade and the mass market. The modern trade is in the major cities, and also the mass market is all over the country. So you'll see very nice places such as Dubai Mall, which is shown in the picture, but also there are a huge number of sale points across the country from the mass market. The general spending in the retail in the UAE market is growing, and the spending is over different categories such as fashion, hypermarkets and supermarkets, leisure and entertainment, and general categories. The UAE market is also has what is a growth of 5.88 by 2027. And the tourism makes up about 6% of a nation's GDP. The consumer spending is increased by 14%, as well as the increase in the internet penetration up to 96. So generally speaking, the modern trade landscape with a combination of big and small supermarkets and hypermarkets. Most of the malls in the UAE features of large hypermarkets, and there are plenty of small local marts that products range of these supermarkets should not be underestimated. The e-commerce spending is doubled in the last 2 years from 8% up to 16%. Here we can see the overview of the UAE retail landscape. Which is the high percentage goes to the supermarkets, then to specialty retailers, and then general stores, etc. The same here for supermarkets and drugstores chains. You may also see that the big share goes to Zoom and Carrefour and ADNOC Oasis. These are the big 3 among the other retails. And here also the list of the major convenience stores and hypermarkets, supermarkets among the country. The top 3 are very clear: ADNOC Oasis, Zoom, and Carrefour. I will just keep it for 1 second. Okay. Here you can see some pictures from the field where you can see Carrefour hypermarkets. Carrefour is the best example of the modern trade hyper and supermarkets in the country, where you can see and find everything you want, starting from food, fresh food, home appliances, non-food categories, and also personal and beauty care products, as well as electronics and other categories inside the shops. And also another example is Nesto Hypermarket, which is less expensive than Carrefour and has a lot of promotions. And they also have all the categories in their shops, food and non-food, as well as electronics. So the major supermarkets in details, I would speak about everyone very quick. The Union Corporation is well known for their high quality ingredients for fresh products. They also have special loyalty program for the UAE nationals. It's a government run store. They offer fresh food, fruits, kitchen appliances, clothes, and stationery items. The second is Carrefour. Carrefour is one of the most convenient supermarket chains in Dubai that also offers a diverse range of items such as accessories, clothes, appliances, and electronics as well. Spanish provides quality organic food, is one of the best supermarkets in UAE. You can find a wide range of local and international products there. Lulu supermarket is popular for Indian expats. It sells everything such as fruits, vegetables, fresh dairy, pet foods, baby essentials, skincare products, gelatin-free items, travel accessories, and many more. The West Zone Group is popular with Filipino expats. It provides them with a wide range of locally produced and imported products from across the globe.
Mohammed, just a question, if I may interrupt. If I'm just one slide back, if I'm a Filipino, if I'm not an Indian or Filipino manufacturer, can I then still get my products into Lulu or West Zone supermarkets?
Yes, thank you for your question, Alfred. Yes, you still can enter the supermarkets, but the majority of their products is for Filipino or Indians. But there are plenty of products still there. But they are known for that. They bring and they import the food from India, Philippines, Indonesia, and Malaysia, and they focus on this.
Thank you.
Here also another example is Lulu supermarket. Is also for middle price range and affordable prices. Lulu is one of the best choices. They also have all the categories of food and non-food with high promotions and marketing activities inside the shop. They also have a huge section of beauty care products.
Okay, and Mohammed, a question from the chat. Are these chains present in all the Emirates, or are they just present in the Abu Dhabi Emirate or the Dubai Emirate?
No, they exist in all the Emirates. If we have go back to this slide, these number of branches are all over the UAE market. So you will find them in every single city.
Okay, great.
So,
thank you.
The main drugstore chain also they have a quite good number of pharmacy chains in UAE, and they also are in every emirate. The biggest one is Life Pharmacy, and the second one is Aster Pharmacies. They are everywhere in the UAE, inside the malls, on the streets, in the residency areas. You can find them very easy, and they have also their own brands, their own private label, and they also work with different products from different parts of the world. Here is one of the pharmacies inside Zahia Mall, from inside the pharmacy you can see and you can tell how many products are in there. From different categories for us. The e-commerce spending per channel is also witnessing a growth in all the 4 categories: fashion, hypermarkets and supermarkets, leisure, entertainment, and the retail general categories. The biggest one is here is the general categories, which also includes beauty care products and pharmaceutical products as well. Then the hypermarkets and the leisure and fashion. Here, if we are thinking of getting our products into the market, the direct approach to the retailers generally doesn't work. Retailers wouldn't work with you directly. They would prefer to work through a local distributor. So the major retailers are difficult to approach and hardly open to individual brands, owners, or manufacturers. And smaller chains and individual retailers are too many for an efficient approach. So the best way is to work through a distributor. Also, the distributors themselves, they need to be convinced of the margin of their potential, their margin and the marketing activities that we would do, the unique selling points about your products, because they see a lot of products every day. Every day they are approached by many companies, many producers, and everyone wants to get into the market. So if you don't have something special, then it would be very hard to convince them. Speaking about the major FMCG distributors, there are many companies, but here we have listed the biggest four, which is MH Enterprise, a 40-year-old company, deal with wide range of leading FMCG brands, and they represent them in the country in exclusive agreements. They work with hypermarkets, supermarkets, groceries, and wholesale. They also export to other Gulf countries such as Oman and Saudi Arabia. The second company is Modern General Trading, also established since 1974, represents over 35 globally renowned food and non-food brands in an exclusive basis. The third company is Gulf International, established since 1973, deliver brands, marketing, and distribution for foodstuff and disposable brands, as well as goods factory made by Al-Batha companies. They have also sister companies which produce also local products in UAE. Fatima Group is also established since 1973 with a particular focus on modern trade retail, and they have almost 4,000 employees and regionally active in also other countries such as Oman and Qatar.
Okay, Mohammed, just one moment. A question from Paolo asking, do these retailers have a registration to be filled first to apply as a potential supplier before you have any other kind of contact? So is the process of getting to them rather regulated with, let's say, a form or something else? How does it work?
Yeah, absolutely. There is many applications you have to fill, but actually the product owner, they don't fill anything. It's all about the local company, local distributors who would be taking care of this. There are many things that need to be filled in advance. Application for the company, applications for the products itself, application for the packaging and the price structure. These are the main four applications that need to be submitted. But again, it's not you directly submit to them, because they won't work with you directly. They have to work through a distributor. So your local distributor will fill out these applications on behalf of you.
Okay, and your contact with the distributor is more informal, let's put it that way. So there you don't have any forms or any other things that you need to fill out in order to get in touch with the distributor.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Please go ahead. Oh, and another question. How open are these distributors to contact? How easy is it to approach them? Question from Imad.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Imad. It's kind of hard most of the time because of the reason that I mentioned. Everyone wants to get into the UAE market. So from talking to many of those decision makers on a daily basis, they tell me, Mohammed, there are many companies every day sending their catalogs, their brochures, their samples, and they take time to reply to you. The reason why we always say you need to prepare yourself in a very good shape, so you take the opportunity for good. But with a proper communication, you will reach to them, and you will have their feedback on your products. Sometimes you have to go through the hierarchy and go through the product manager, then category manager, then the supervisors, the directors, until you reach the decision maker, and or vice versa for some cases. But it takes time. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, after the major FMCG, we come to the major pharma distributors. Again, there are also a lot of companies, but I would mention these top three, which is Al Ruwais Medical Services, established since 2003, is a leading distributor in the UAE, supplying a range of medical products to pharmacies, clinics, and hospitals. It's a new company, but they are investing a lot, and they are growing very fast. Imatec Healthcare, established since 1976. The company has strong coverage all over the UAE pharmacies and health sale points, as well as presence with the region in the countries like Saudi Arabia, and they are planning today to go to Qatar and Kuwait. The United Arab Emirates Medical Corporation is established also for decades. They are based in Abu Dhabi, and with various specialized hospitals, clinics across the region, and the pharmacies. These are the top three major pharma distributors, and they have huge teams with specialist peoples, laboratories, and
I'm afraid something happens, which I didn't anticipate here in this recording. Let me just check where we are and whether we have lost either Mohammed or somebody else. This is interesting. Please bear with me one moment, because I still have a lot of participants here in the group, but not our speaker. So that's new to us as well. Let me be the backup in that case. One moment, let me get the presentation back on track, and then with my knowledge to get that complete for you. One moment, please. So, okay. I think we were here right now, and at the moment that my colleague Mohammed will return, then there he already is. So apologies for this interruption. Mohammed, are you with us again? Yes, but he is muted now, so that's one of the things that I need to arrange first. This is complex, yes. And then
sorry for that. I was out for I don't know how. Sorry.
Okay,
so
Mohammed, I have the slides now. Just say next when you want to go next.
Okay. Yeah. Next, Alfred, please. So this is actually what we always recommend to the companies who wants to enter the UAE market, or in general, is to do a market research. The more information you collect and analyze together with your team, is the more professional your output would be. So you need to study how big is the market and what is your competition, how to distinguish yourself and set the right prices, how to comply to the regulation and have a smooth delivery process, what marketing is needed, and what channel to use. These 4 questions would be asked by the decision maker. So you need to prepare yourself on this and make it ready before even you approach any company, because they would ask you for these main points right away. Next, please, Alfred.
Yeah.
The second is prepare the first contact. If your brand comes in, what brand should go out? They have, as I said, many products from different categories. So to take your product, they would delist other products, not right away, but this will happen eventually. So you need to think of why would they pick your product among others. The amount of shelf space won't grow in the meantime. You have to put a lot of efforts for that. If you leave these questions up to the retailers, they may not even consider your product. And also, you should think of why your brand bring both to distributors and the retailers more margin than the other products. So you need to study your prices very carefully and explain to them their margins and how they can make a good money out of your product. How are you going to overcome the relative unfamiliarity with your brand? What marketing communication is needed, and how much you would spend on this? What is your budget for that? They love to hear that you are already aware of the marketing channels in the market and which one you could use for your product. If the distributors or retailers need to invest in your brand, they can better buy white label products instead. So the more you show them your unique selling points and how much ready you are and confident about your products and serious about it, they will go along with you.
Okay,
Next,
Mohammed,
please.
just a question in between first from Annika Martensen, and then I'll do the question from Aresta Harsoon later. Do you have to pay for shelf space? Yes. This is an ABC in the hypermarkets and supermarkets, but again, this would be paid from your local distributor. So once you prepare your prices and price positioning, you need to take care of this and ask the local distributors on the shelving fees, because you will have to add this into your formula. Okay. And just to getting back to the question of Aresta, she just wants to know for sure that do you have to work through distributors, and is it possible to go through retailers, or is that really a no-go, or are there sideways? What can you say about that? I would say 99% is difficult to work with retailers unless you will produce for them a white label products. This way, yes, you can work with them right away. But for most of the cases, no, you have to go through a distributor, and because actually they have a lot of branches, and they don't work on a centralized system. It's a decentralized system. So each branch take care of itself, and you have to do local delivery. You have to do local invoicing, and there are a lot of activities that you need somebody on the ground to take care of. So no, they won't work with you unless in case of private label products. Okay. And another question, how do you compete as a small or medium-sized company against the global brands? Is there a room for competition? What's the way to do this? I always say everyone has a chance, small or big companies, everyone has a chance. But again, it's all about what you are preparing and how you are going to present your products to the decision makers. Many small products have come to the UAE, and they made a good job and a good progress because they invested in the right approach. They did a lot of marketing activities. They hired promoters and promotion agencies to promote their products. So if you are a small company but with a good budget, you can make it. Small company with a small budget, you can't make it, unfortunately. Okay. And Paolo asked, is there a specific path or a specific way to apply as a brand? Are there standard steps that you need to do?
Standards of what? Sorry?
Standard steps
For?
To apply as a retailer brand.
Yes, there are, as I said, different steps to go through. And if you want to register a product in the country, you have to go to the Ministry of Health, you have to go to the municipality, you have to go to the Ministry of Economy to even register your prices and declare the selling price to the retailers. So yes, working from one category and one sector to another could be different, but again, yeah, you have to register your products through these channels.
Okay, great. Let's move on to a case.
Yes, one of the cases that we have worked with in the UAE market was a UK coffee capsule brand. And what we have done for the company is first we started with a market verification to see the suitability of their products in the market with the market trends and consumer habits. And we studied their competitors and made an analysis of their price range. We also listed the possible distribution channels, including the e-commerce and the marketing activities and the budget needed for that. Next, Alfred. And here you can see this is from one of the supermarkets, the coffee capsule shelves. Many brands are there and with a very limited shelf space, maybe 1 or 2 boxes for every brand. Next, Alfred, please. And here is also a part of the competition, online competition from Amazon, where they sell plenty of coffee capsules online, and they deliver it with even discounts and free delivery option. There are different paths into the market. We prepared their proposition for any distributors together with a long list of potential distributors. Then we reach to the list, go to the short list of distributors and arrange for meetings with decision makers. And there was a good number of interested companies in the coffee capsules company. The client preferred to sell online through a local fulfillment company because of the higher margin potential. So he picked the selling online instead of selling through a distributor. And this is the only case you can work without a distributor is if you hire a local fulfillment company to do so. That.
Okay, and then and on which platform were they then selling their capsules, Mohammed?
Amazon.
Okay, on Amazon. And Amazon is the biggest.
Amazon is the biggest, and Noon also is the second largest online platform, e-commerce platform, and both they offer to you local fulfillment for your products.
Okay, and yeah, perhaps that's also Imad's question. How do you sell foodstuffs online, and do you really need to be present in the market then, or are there ways to circumvent that?
No, you still can sell food online without having a local distributor. The only thing is this: it will cost you a little bit more because the company which owns the online e-commerce platform, they will do the registration on behalf of you. They will do exactly the same job of the local distributor. They will go to the authorities to register your product. They will get the approvals, and then right after that, they will ask you to send your goods to their warehouse so that you can list it. But also, selling online is not less than working with a distributor. You still have to also invest in marketing. You still have to translate your website, hire a local people to promote and manage your account on Amazon or any platform you work with, even though they provide you with an account manager to follow up and guide you for the first 6 months, 3 to 6 months. You still have to also invest. So online is just cheaper than working with distributors because you take that margin, but still you have to spend. Okay, and just a question to clarify. So people who sell online should keep their product in
in the warehouse, in a local warehouse, until they're sold?
Yes, there are two options. Either you choose the warehouse of the platform that you would work with, or you choose another third service provider of local fulfillment. In both ways, they go with you gradually. They make also a forecasting for your products, and then they will advise you on the first initial order that you can send. Normally, people start with few pallets, I would say, and then they watch out the sales performance as well as the forecasted, and then they will move forward gradually. But they will also guide you and help you. And before, if you are selling coffee capsules, for instance, they will provide you with a report on how the coffee capsules is doing in their platform. So you'll have an idea on what would be your sales and what is going to happen later.
Okay, perfect. Okay, you're doing this well as your main task, bringing brands into the UAE market. Yeah, your conclusions and further approach.
Okay, many of us know that UAE is not an easy country, and we should not underestimate how developed this market is, and the decision makers as well. There is a lot of competition in the market, and without a proper research and preparation, nobody would get back to you. Nobody would respond. Nobody will show you any interest in your products, or will even go further with any discussion with you. So again, preparations and research is very, very important for you to approach those people. The processes goes a little bit slower than other countries, again, because of a lot of companies are trying to enter the market. So you need to be patient enough, and don't get bothered if nobody picked up your emails or getting any reply from them. You should understand that they are very busy with the requests they receive on a daily basis. Prices are relatively high. This can offset your investment in the marketing. So again, speaking about prices, price structure, selling prices, you need to be very careful and study this closely with your potential distributors. But you also have to make the draft calculation first, and then discuss it with them before you launch your product. Because if you launch your product, then that's it. It's gone. The more you study the prices, the more headache and less headache you would have in the future.
Okay. I just have in the chat one question about alternatives way. So how about franchising or licensing the manufacturing of your product to the UAE? Do you see much opportunity in that?
Yes, it happens. One of the companies we are working with now from Italy, the headquarters is based in Switzerland. We have been searching for local distributors for their ceramic. And one of the companies actually is a local manufacturer in UAE, and we are in a talk now for give them a licensing of producing locally here in the UAE. So yes, it's possible, but again, the same way they treat it the same way. Why would they produce your product unless you have a very popular brand name, or you're known for a very high quality raw material that you can provide to them and they can produce it here? There should be a very strong reason to encourage them to follow you. Yes, we want to produce your products locally. Otherwise, they can produce it in China, India, Pakistan, Oman, and without any investment. Just buy and sell.
Okay, perfect. I think it's just good to highlight the steps that you normally take. Okay,
the steps are four main steps. The first is market verification. We check the market for you, so that you know the trends, the major channels, the competition, the consumer behavior, and many other important information to build an idea about the market that you're going to. Second is positioning and preparation. Positioning to help you define what the benefits of working with you. This is for your local distributors. We need to tell them more about how we are going to make it easy for them, and why working with us is going to make it an easy life for them, and make it more profitable and more unique. The third is within the positioning, I mentioned preparation. What I meant by preparation is also to draft the right presentation that we are going to discuss and show to the local distributors as soon as we approach them. And also we discuss together on how to build the characteristics of the long list that you should approach. Then you need to prepare a long list of potential distributors based on the characteristics you have in mind. And then after that, you need to approach them with the right presentations, the right information that you gathered from the market, the right price structure, the draft price structure, and then start hearing their feedback and answering their questions, if any. But what is important between step 3 and 4 is you need to prepare yourself for the expected questions, such as prices, where the goods comes from, the packaging details, the ingredients of your products. These are the main 4 important facts that you need to focus on before you approach the decision makers, because they are going to ask you these questions anyway. So these are mainly the 4 main steps that we always take care of, and we always advise companies and individuals to do so.
Perfect. Yeah, so I think we'd love to do this in not only in the UAE but in over 30 countries around the world. We have come more or less to the end of the webinar. So here you have the contact details of Mohammad and of me.